Hey baby dolls, I'm gonna play for you a clip from DcentralizeMe. All right, this guy. Now I've got some sneaky suspicions. DcentralizeMe is, and this is just rumor speculation. This is your friend Sommi just guessing. He's either a PulseChain dev or someone very close to Richard Hart. He no, there's too many suspicious things going on. Okay. So to do with pDAI, and now we're going to show you all the evidence stringed together that links pDAI. Okay, so just to let you know, that's what. So now I've told you. Okay, the guy making this video, it's there's a lot of background things going on. This isn't just random dude out there on the internet. This is this guy. No. Okay, let's listen to this. Okay, so it's going to string together all the pDAI evidence things. Okay.
Shot from the front end that we're developing. And there is Richard's vote to take over PMaker. For a proposal to pass, we need Richard to vote, as he is the only holder with enough votes. The executive vote will only pass once it has more votes than the existing proposal. Richard will maintain control over the timing of the peg. Richard. You launched with pDAI having a logo when other assets didn't. You told us there would be a MakerDAO replacement, so we would have DAI on PulseChain. You never shield projects that are not your own, and you've shielded pDAI not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times, even posting the chart. You told us you were planning to release a stablecoin backed by crypto. You sent 300 million pDAI to the Sens Foundation. You highlighted DAI that one time. We saw it. You put a wallet that could only be yours at the center of the efforts to take over MakerDAO on PulseChain. You minted the extra supply directly from addresses found within the PulseChain GitLab. You pumped the OA bags to the amount required to over-collateralize pDAI. Then you told us how you did it. You momentarily released farms to show us what's coming. You showed us how effectively you're able to maintain a peg through arbitrage. You bought Ethereum with the sacrifice funds everyone was tracking, literally making the trade DAI to Ethereum. You minted the Pulse and PulseX supply by moving your HEX OA bags into the sacrifice address, illustrating how moving OA supply from one address to another can create money that previously didn't exist. The exact...
I'm gonna quickly stop there. Like, this one's a bit... You showed us how to move money in... No, but you gave yourself credit for something that's only backed by a certain amount. So let's say everybody had an ICO for PulseChain, right? You have the money raised, $650 million, and then the OA just moves money. Oh, okay, I got the credits now. Now I have 85% of the coins. I own 85% of your SAC funds. See ya. So is that making money out of thin air, friends? It's just it's just you're cheating. You're basically giving yourself points. That's what it is. But maybe that's it, but the rest are all stacking up. Okay, let's continue.
Move required to peg pDAI. You made a sacrifice for the freedom of speech, movement, and assembly, telling us you'll reward people with similar political beliefs. You've told us to ask. Richard, I hear you. I understand what to do. I've never felt so close to you. I can see you. And I just want you to know that I never doubted you. And I'll be with you soon.
So then they have some funny stuff. Yeah, so yes, this is, I'm telling you, very, I'm just sus. This guy knows, friends. This is look, you know how you know everything I'm saying is true? This guy's an insider. He's like Dev Kyle. If you guys remember, friends, Dev Kyle, just to show you guys the story. Dev Kyle was one of the guys, he was the dev for HEX. They helped Richard create it, and then he helped make this is Dev Kyle. They made like the T-share system, and they worked together and stuff. He ended up dumping, I think, the exact top. Ended up selling HEX. I think he made like 2 million or something. So he didn't have to retire. And yeah, it just showing you the interesting. I remember at the time, so I wasn't in the chats or anything, but he had to dump, and then he Everyone saw the wallets. So they need to come out and publicly tell everybody, don't worry guys, I still believe everything's fine. I have to retire because like, you know, now I don't need to work anymore. I think it was something along the lines of that, where it's like, don't worry, now I can shill your bags and I don't have to work. I don't have to worry about working anymore. And then the price dropped, like, you know, it was, oh man, it just got meow, down 99%. Okay, so I think this is how Richard works. He doesn't have insiders. He doesn't tell them all this kind of full story. By the way, if Dev Kyle knew Hex was going to 50 cents, he wouldn't have owned, I think, like maybe 4 million Hex. It would have got way more, man. Way more if he knew it was going to. So obviously, they're whispers of God, friends. This is Richard just whispering. That's the dev team. They've been told things and hints to like reward them along the way. So it kind of is fascinating out here, right? You know, but look, that's so much better than what we see now in crypto, where there's like the insider teams and they all coordinate. Oh, that's OTC dumping stuff here and there. He doesn't operate like that. So, you know, this whole video by DcentralizeMe, friends, and everything, like magic. I will come out publicly say this is deeply suspicious. Deeply. You want to know why? I'm here 18 hours a day. Okay? I can see all of it. For you to make this video and just release it, you know too much. There's no slip-ups. You've made too many assumptions that the whole PulseChain community, no one knows. Literally not one person. Only Richard. Okay? There's too many assumptions in here. And if you go back when he first released this video, friends, when he first released this, not just this one, there's many others, I'm always saying, where's the bridge? Where's the bridge? Where's the bridge? Where's the bridge, bro? Where's the bridge? Where's the money? How's the money coming up? Okay, they mint, you dump them. Everyone's saying that. But Richard obviously understands fractional reserve requirements for banks. Okay? Fractional reserve, friends. Tether was running a fractional reserve. It still stayed at $1. People believed. Okay? USDC. Interesting. Over that weekend event, remember in April, March, whatever, 2023, when USDC depegged, yeah, technically that was a fractional reserve event. Yeah, they had banks that you could get on Monday, but you didn't know that. People were getting, there's a liquidity left. We've only got like, got 50 billion USDC, and then there's only like, 2 or 1 billion sitting in the liquidity pool. It's got to get out, and then it went down like 85 cents, yeah? Look at this picture, friends, I made. I showed you the Tether market cap. It dropped 25%. 25%, friends. How about that? In a stablecoin crisis, everything's depegging. It's a crypto bear market. Only 25% people redeemed. So technically, another way to say this is Tether could have been like 3x leveraged long. They could have been. Now, they have the reserves there, but they could have been. That's why, friends, if you watch some of these videos from Richard, he's speaking to like Wendy O, and she's blocked me. So, I want to say I've got to be politically correct a bit sometimes. Not really. Just thinking, Wendy O blocked me. What do you think rhymes with O? Okay, that's your nickname. So, having fun, friends, having fun. Richard understands his fractional reserve, friends, is just leverage. That's it. Okay, fractional reserve is leverage. Fractional reserve is, okay, you have how much at the bank? You got, okay, there's $1 million in the vault. Okay, how much do people think that they have if they all deposit it? Okay, there's 100 million. So you have 100 to 1 fractional reserve. So Richard's basically is always thinking about, well, he figured it out. What number do I need to like have something work? Right? What number do I need? I don't need it fully backed. I don't need it fully backed. Because, Tether and all these other things, they don't. Because they don't actually get tested out here. But, look, he's figured it out, not me. That's why, friends, when this whole video, where he goes, Richard, you speak to me, Richard. All these? Very sus, bro. I'd like to know, Mr. DcentralizeMe, who are you, sir? I've never seen you before. You just came out of nowhere, and then you Has this guy, has this guy ever made any errors? It's just interesting. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Just like, I haven't seen, there's no errors here. Where's the wrong parts? There's none. I went through, because friends, I watched the whole video. I watched the whole video 3-4 times. So I watched it from a first perspective, and I'm like, too many, like I went through, okay, too many assumptions, too many assumptions, too many assumptions. Bang, 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 bang. And then, after my third time of watching it, I think, wait a minute. Only somebody who has the whispers of God in their ear would say something like this. There's too many assumptions out here. If you could, friends, just like telling you, if you look at the on-chain things and what's happening, and when you're trying to conclude what it means, okay, he's trying to interpret the free speech, the things of God. Yeah, this guy hasn't slipped up once. Usually there's a slip up somewhere in terms of like, there's 10 things that they write. Oh yeah, 7 are right, but they're like, they didn't know one thing or they didn't know that. There's no slip up. Where's the cracks? There's no cracks. You know what I mean? Because even I'm questioning, like, oh, maybe this thing goes up, or maybe PulseChain. Because even friends in me, you know, for me, for example, with pDAI, I would say, hey, maybe technically PulseChain could pump up hard enough by itself, and the pDAI pulse ratio is gliding up over time, right? That could get it to $1, but that's just a guessing. That's a guessing. I don't hear any of this other guessing out here. Where's the guessing part? It's just, oh, I know the answer. And I'm like, okay. And then I know the answer. I know the okay. I'm like, you seem very sure for these repetitive answers, right? That just somehow pop out of nowhere. Or are they out of nowhere? There was even an event earlier this year, friends. I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious this is Richard, okay? You know, somebody went onto liquid loans and they at the bottom, right before the pump, they liquidated themselves for $5 million. Liquid loans, but they didn't impact the price. So they sold 5 million in Pulse and they didn't impact the chart. So what liquid loans, he said it works similar to make a DAO, where if the price drops below the collateral point, it doesn't sell on the market. It gives you the stable coin. So that's why Mr. DcentralizeMe, he goes, Richard, I think Richard wants us to exit like this. Richard.
Then we'll find ourselves in a terrible position where our bags are so enormous, we're worried about the available liquidity. And at this point, instead of swapping into ERC20s on PulseChain or bridging out then swapping into Ethereum, we can deposit our assets into pMaker, minting ourselves pDAI. Should you deposit 150% of assets and the price of the collateral immediately dropped and you were liquidated, you would have just exited into a stablecoin for only a 33% slippage. And as you won't have interacted with liquidity pools, you won't have hurt the chart. I think this is how Richard wants us to exit.
So
look at this trade.
This is just, I think that's how he wants to. Who makes that conclusion, bro? Only someone who knows something, right? Also, I found this comment, and now I know all the comments are liked. This guy is too calm, and the word choice isn't Richard, maybe one of the devs. Anyway, great work, and peg that effing pDAI to $2, sir. Shout out to Mr. Maton Bailey. So there's just a couple of things there. Also, check out this other comment string, okay? Be honest. You are Richard Hart, giving us the alpha and the heads up. Okay, sweet. I've been wondering, how on earth could someone figure all this out? It's so obvious in retrospect. We are watching Richard's dev team doing what Richard legally can't do. Richard wants the small guys to win big. Also, your friend Sommi, what did I do? Friends, I added bulletins to HEX. I was watching Richard on stream. Let me show you, actually. Let me show you right now. This is the HEX ETH chart, okay? HEX ETH. Right here. You see right here, friends? I just started watching Richard a bit more often, okay? Now, I remember this like it was yesterday. Around here, okay, around here, Richard streams. I started watching. I was like, you know what? Finally, I'll watch this dude. Okay, I'll watch him. Okay. And what ended up happening was someone in the question, someone in the streams, they were asking like, is HEX gonna go up, or are we gonna pump, or is it a good time to buy, or whatever? And he basically said, look, not financial advice. He goes, but if you go to matcha.xyz, You can see the limit orders. Now, Matcha, unfortunately, a soy-drinking scum. They delisted HEX, just like Uniswamp. But back then, Matcha had bids. And what he said is, he goes, look, not financial advice, but there are a lot of bids on Matcha limit orders to buy HEX, and there's no offers. So he goes, not financial. He kept, I think he said like, I heard him say like 2 or 3 times over a couple of streams. And I was standing there. I was like, my God, just something about me tells me this is like, friends, remember the Economist's joke? You and an economist are walking along the path and there's $20 on the footpath and you go over to pick it up and the economist says, haha, friend, don't bother bending down further to pick up that $20 note. If it was a real $20 note, somebody would have picked it up already. So it's a joke on efficient market hypothesis, right? I felt like that here and I'm like, man, could it really be that easy? Really? And then, yes, it was that easy. So it could be it's happening again. Not, it could be, friends. There's just too many sus things here. There's just too many things here. So what I noticed is with me, Mr. DcentralizeMe, don't get spooked, bro. Don't. You're still anonymous. Every time I said there's not enough money for the bridge, Habib, there isn't enough money. It's just like, yes, it works because of this and because of that. I'm like, bro, no. And then I'm going back and I'm thinking about Richard's stuff and I'm like, oh, no. He knows something. He knows something. And this thing only works if you are Richard making all these assumptions like, okay, fractional reserve banking is like, you know, it works like this. We don't need a full backing of everything else out here. We have the Ethereum pretty much, which the OA funds, which back something, get up to a certain point. But yeah, that's the question, Steve. That's why I believe now with pDAI. I'll show you the chart here, okay? But by the way, okay, after everything I've shown you, okay, to everything we just went through, do you think this chart is an accident now? B-Roots' tweet here, you drop 99%, come back up. This is a Sommi FUD event, come back up, I'll come again. I'm like, hey, if you lost money on it, whatever, this is your chance to get back in more bullets. Here we come again. Please just have a look at this, friends. Like, you just look at this. And then I've been screaming about the 1 cent FOMO price since here. I've been saying, man, if we ever get to 1 cent, that's like 20x away anyway. You didn't even need it to get to $1. Okay, we just broke 1 cent. Here we are. Here, are you watching this? Are you just watching this over time? By the way, why I'm showing you this is Richard's like a Robin Hood, friends. He wants this to happen. He doesn't like. He's not going to be listening to this and then going, oh, my face is flushed now. I know I've been revealed as helping out the retardios who can't figure it out yet. Like, oh, golly gee, he's not going to be like that. He'll be like, oh yeah, sweet, that's how it's meant to be. That's how it's meant to be, right? But by the way, friends, he was literally explicitly saying this on camera. Hex is going to pump. Hex is designed to pump. Hex is designed to do 10,000x. Hex is designed to do 10,000. He kept saying that. He goes, I told you, Hex was designed to do 10,000x. Like, he kept saying it and saying it. If you go back to the Hex price chart, look what ended up happening at 10,000x from down here all the way up to the top. Is not financial advice. I don't know, friends. I'm just a guy waving around the giant lollipop, okay? Is this his way whispering from God into our ears? Is his this way saying, my stablecoin's going to $1? Is that his way to do it? Where it starts off with whispers and rumors and all the believers, and then now it's like on-chain wallet movement things, right? And then suspiciously timed stuff where like he moves thing over and he does it. It's so logical, like it's so planned as like a story. Friends, it feels like we're living like one of these biblical story things. Let me know, friends. I want to just show you. Look at this language from DcentralizeMe. Okay, just look at this. I want you to pay attention to how confident it is when we're at, like, because I want to show you, friends. But even before I even show you that, okay, this is important. You see at the end here how he does like this gay thing, gay erotica for Richard Hart. I know it's a British humor thing, but it's friends, I know humans. This guy, he's pricing in the Euphoria already. Okay. he made this video 2 weeks ago. Let's actually go back and check the pDAI. Let's actually go check where it was 2 weeks ago. Let's just go back 14 days. Okay, sweet. We were only half a cent here. Half a cent here. Like, I don't know. Some sus things, friends. Like, it's kind of like, okay, you believe Bitcoin's going to $100,000. Sweet. Yeah, I believed it too. But I didn't get the euphoria that it's going to $100,000 until like 50 or 60K in 2021. I didn't feel euphoric about 100K when Bitcoin was $5,000. Right? I didn't feel, even though I knew the money debasing and all of these, I didn't actually feel it. What I'm seeing from Mr. DcentralizeMe, he's actually got the euphoria out, like he knows it's happening. You see? All right? That's why, friends, I believe, that's why I'm just guessing, okay, that the euphoria of maybe a $1 peg, like it comes around here. Like, oh my gosh, it's actually happening. Not like half a cent. Bro, you're already, like, by the time everybody gets to see it, like, dude, you're already up, my gosh, like 40 or 50x. Like, you are way, way, way ahead of this. And by the way, for him to make the video, it was back but even before. You know what I mean? Like, for him to even make a series of these videos, he was like feeling the euphoria beforehand. Now, I want you to pay attention to the choice of this video, and the title of this segment, friends, is called Exiting. Okay? Exiting. So that's the biggest FUD, by the way. That's literally the biggest FUD is, okay, now it's $1. How is the fractional reserve, how is the fraction going to support everybody exiting? Okay? But okay, let's pay attention now.
So what about DAI holders who got free copies at the time of the fork? Well, they too will have a decision to make. Do I stick around on this chain, which is mooning, that has all of my favourite tokens on at a massive discount and the transaction fees are minuscule? Or am I a total pussy and want to bridge out immediately? This decision will split the crowd.
Let's just pause it right there. Do you see that? Like, oh, I'm a total pussy if I bridge out. And like, friends, this is somebody who knows more than you and me. Okay? What is 99.999% of the crowd saying? What everyone's saying right now, oh, sweet. Like, you know, if it goes up, you can take profit. Right? Right? That's what everyone's thinking right now. No one's saying, oh, now that you're up 50x, now begin a stablecoin yield farm game with yourself. No one's saying that. Unless someone is receiving whispers from God. Ooh. Okay, you can deduce this, friends. I'm here 18 hours a day. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Like, for example, okay, friends, if I made your bag go up 55x today, I want you, friends, I know how people think, okay? We all think that everybody thinks like us. Yes? So you and I are thinking, if everybody's bag goes up 55x today, everybody clicks sell and leaves. Bang. Okay. But somebody who might be receiving the whispers, who's done this before with HEX, knows, oh, people don't actually bridge. They don't actually click sell. They continue playing the game. All right? That's what happened to HEX. What was the best thing to do when PulseChain and PulseX Sacrifice happened, by the way? Sell. Sell. That was the best thing to do, wasn't it? Mathematically, sell. HEX was 10 cents at PulseChain Sacrifice. HEX was 25 cents at PulseX Sacrifice. If you sold half and half or any of them, there you go, sweet. You get a 90% discount after that. Even higher from PulseX. Okay. What did people mostly do though? A lot of people sold, but most people played the game. They used their new credits to go play the game and get more PulseChain Sacrifice points. All right. So I guess Richard's prediction was right. So Mr. DcentralizeMe here, whoever you are, sir, is also suspiciously saying the same thing with full confidence. People don't think like that, friends. Richard thinks like that. Richard did it. That's why he's the billionaire, not us. Not me. Okay? Listen.
Never in the history of markets have 100% of the participants made the same decision. Let's look at what happens to those who decide they want to make lots of money. They are met with all the core coins mooning, as well as their favorite tokens from Ethereum at an enormous discount. They could choose to buy those coins, or they could choose to pair their holdings and provide liquidity in farms on PulseX, and earn yield, whilst their assets moon as more and more liquidity bonds ERC20s with PRC20s. pDAI holders who decided to stay and make more money will now have another route to exit, as eDAI holders have provided liquidity between PRC20s and eDAI and/or other ERC20s. They can swap into any of these assets and then bridge out. I will now share with you what I believe to be the optimal way for the whole community to exit.
So, remember, I played that segment before where he's like, oh yeah, you can follow what Richard did on chain and you can like mint yourself the pDAI, get liquidated on the collateral, you get the coins out. So, looking at it through a different lens, friends, yeah, it's this is just how it is. Like, but everything I said was true, right? As we rise up, there's a higher probability of its success gets priced in. It does, okay? Now, this, by the way, pDAI appeals to a lot of our short-term impulsive people. Why? Because the narrative grips them like, I can wake up tomorrow and it's $1. I can wake right up and it's $1. Yeah, you could. But also, it could take longer than you think. And also, Richard could reject the proposal, shake everyone out. He could remove the pDAI logo. He could do something like that, right? You know what I mean? Like, he can shake them out. Because remember, friends, if you're dealing with this fractional reserve thing and the PulseChain Sacrifice, then the higher Ethereum's price goes, the less fractional reserve we are. So the more, like, basically collateralized we are, if you know what I mean, for the whole thing. I think. So that's why I calculate, okay, if Richard, I think it was like, we need a $30,000 ETH price, everything's fully collateralized. Okay. Maybe at $20,000, it's like 50%. Maybe $15,000, it's like 33%. And maybe Richard's thinking, oh yeah, maybe we only need like, you know, a $10,000 or $15,000, right? I'm just showing him, and he's figured it out, not me. That's why I'm long, and that's why I see a community. I believe all these other things. This is obviously not a conspiracy. Or it's not a conspiracy, pretty much at this point. Like, it's there's too much evidence pointing out here. Once again, friends, like, just, it's a Richard Hart signature. Drop it down 99%, come back up, and then here you go. All right. So, what do you think? Let me know what you think about these, friends. Please don't go FOMO buying anything, but also, like, just don't FOMO buy. I don't want to do this point, but we cleared 1 cent. You know what I mean? Like, we cleared 1 cent. I believe in the 5 to 10 cent zone. I've just my guess. The narrative, it's gripping everybody in PulseChain. It's no longer about whether Richard's doing this or not. It's no longer about that. I strongly believe the narrative is now going to change to, okay, how much collateral do we need for this? How much do we actually need? Do we need an Ethereum price 5,000? That's very, very, like, the fractional reserve. He's like really, really extremely risky. Just to let you know, friends, Kwon only had 10% backing of Luna UST. 10%. So he had 40,000 Bitcoin. It was 40 grand at the time. So 1.6 billion, but the market cap of UST was 16 billion. Okay? So it was 10 to 1. It didn't work. Okay? That's why they call it like an algo unstable coin. Yeah, it wasn't fully backed. Okay. But Tether maintained its peg at one point. So yes, there's some quirks and some ratios and all these things going on here. That's why I think, like, okay, look, if you want to work it out right now, that's why I believe Richard maybe owns a lot more pDAI than people think. But if you want to know the real numbers, okay, if Richard owns 12 billion and there's 10 billion sitting out there. So you think, oh wait, 10 billion, you need a literal 15x price from Ethereum. You need a $52,500 Ethereum price if you want to back it fully 1-to-1. Okay? If everyone leaves. But I guess that's right, friend. Mr. DcentralizeMe, he knows too much. He knows too much. He's like, okay, then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to pump the bags, and no one's going to think of bridging out. That's a Richard assumption. That's a Richard assumption, okay? Not many people in the world would ever make that assumption. No one. Especially not a random plebeian like us on the chain. Would you, honestly, friends, be honest with me, would you make that assumption? You just handed out a bunch of free money and people are going to hold it? Everything in crypto dumps. You're even thinking of dumping right now. Oh, give me $1, I'll sell straight away. So there's some quirky McQuirks in here. On as well. And by the way, like I said, I'm showing you, I'm making this video, releasing it here for you, is because I'm sure this is part of the plan. Because stablecoin needs believers. Yeah, it needs believers. It starts from zero and rises up to it needs believers to hold. And now it's actually starting to click. Because if you've been holding this the whole way, you don't want to get rid of it, do you? If you ride along that path up. So you're more incentivized to farm. Whereas if you just start the fraction with $1, which is what Dildo Kwon did, he started it at $1 and people like happily to get out. But what if most of the holders didn't get it at $1? Okay, what if it's just like HEX, where a lot of people bought it under like much, much lower prices? They sit here and support it. Like I said, friends, this labyrinth of logical conclusions and how the dot pieces connect, this has to be a Richard Hart on the whiteboard type of logical assumption plan thing. It has to be. It can only be that. You know what I mean? If anyone else is thinking like this, they're not playing around with like, you know, with us, if you know what I mean. Speculating and stuff out here. So I guess if you're earlier to this as well, friends, congratulations. Even the comments here are like, you know, I said, great work, sir. What a twist. Everyone's funny, right? What an ending crazy. This guy's a genius. Appreciate you. Yeah, friends. Look, there's a lot of things. Yeah, there's a lot of things, friends. Narratives change because humans, we're absorbing them. Okay, but what if it's not someone absorbing it? What if they're being whispered from God? That's why I always say whispers of God. It's from the Bible. Always God comes down and talks to them. Shows someone a blinding light. Hey! Turbo, buy these bags. You're going to get rich. Okay, and then it's up to the good word of everybody to spread it out. Faithful believers. There's no insiders. It's Richard Hart-esque. This is exactly how Richard Hart would do it. He has no VC insider team. He has none of them. Remember? Even Dev Kyle, friends. If Richard Hart, if there were insiders, Dev Kyle from early HEX days, he wouldn't own 4 million HEX. He would have 400 million HEX. He would have sold for $200 million at the top. You didn't have enough liquidity, but you get the point, okay? It just proves to you something's going on here. This is a lollipop. And this is a green candle. pDAI to $1, huh? Let's see what happens. Like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you soon.